Hi, I'm Barb Weisenburg from Blackberry Mountain Studio here in Milford, Michigan, and I'm here to talk about my new collection of work, which I've titled The Blind Side. I've always been intrigued by opposites in life, and for a while I'd been thinking about just how am I going to portray those opposites in my artwork. So I brainstormed for a while. I thought of war and peace, I thought of life and death. Then I kind of went further and said open and closed. When I got to that point, I thought, well, what open and closes? And I thought maybe curtains or blinds. So that's where I got the blinds idea. So each piece is a large painting done actually on the blinds, and then you open it to an opposing canvas underneath. Each piece is interactive, encouraging the viewer to actually open and close them. So the titles of some of them, I did War and Peace, I did Life and Death, I did The Weight. I wanted to show some of the balance and the polar opposites in life. I've never understood the dynamics that have made war inevitable through the ages, so keeping this in mind, I wanted symbols of peace to be first and to open up to include scenes from the wars, including people that we knew that had died in the wars. Their actual faces are on there. To me, the sunflowers, my daughter's favorite flower, are a flower bursting with life, joy, and hope and fruitfulness. Fairies, dragons, and gnomes seem to be ancient explanations for occurrences in their natural world. While staying on the shores of Lake Huron at Camp Andy, we started getting up early to watch the sunrise. One day as we were walking back to the cottage, we chanced to turn around and discovered the path to sunrise was also behind us. I visited many of the spiritual sites containing ancient hieroglyphics, petroglyphs, and pictographs, and the opening image here exemplifies some of the ancient signs. The underlying piece, signs, includes some of the symbols associated with products and product recognition for today. Something of the mystery about what is outside the door made me think of this scene to embody the beauty that is within and outside of us. Sedna, an Inuit legend about a beautiful maiden who was keeper of the sea, has been a repeating image in my art. Her legend couples beauty with deception, betrayal, and transformation. In this piece, Sedna, along the utility of birch tree and the life force of the fish, illustrate the intertwined relationship between all living things. To me, the song The Weight has always had a spiritual and emotional impact. After our journey to Egypt, it was easy to pose my husband pulling into Nazareth, where he then opens to Carmen and the devil, being homeless without a place to put his head, Judgment Day, and returning to Fanny, his true love. This is a woman's story. Dancing with your shadow till the moon gets bright. This is my best friend Mary, who worked all of her life and in her early days was married to a husband who could not work, so she was the sole support of the family. Mary retired and got sick and lived a year and passed away. So behind every successful woman is her own shadow. And beneath is the story of snapshots of my ancestors, beginning with my grandma and my great-grandma. And then my mother. And myself as a young mother with my son. And then my daughter. Sometimes within the most unassuming enclosures lie the most amazing bursts of beauty. The duality of this piece is that one doesn't know what really happens inside a house, there being a fine line between reality and make-believe. It was always much easier to manipulate the figures in the dollhouse to my satisfaction than it was for me to move around the living counterparts. It is so strange that most moths inhabit the night, yet are often fatally attracted to the light. Why don't they just fly around during the daylight then? Thank you for viewing my work, The Blind Side, an exhibit that explores opposites. I hope that you have an opportunity to interact with it in person.